like one of the biggest analogies I can give you is when you look at tsunamis coming inland, you never see dead wild animals.
They're gone.
Yeah, they gone, they out of there. We ain't hanging around, there's something coming. Something wicked, this way comes. They start chirping, humans, you know, we just get the selfies out. We're taking selfies of the wave coming in. People are in other hotels videotaping their own friends and family getting swept away. And because we're not connected to this planet anymore the way that we should be, we're not in Schumann resonant frequency with it, we're not intuitively being in sync with nature. And part of that is because, in my opinion, if you go back far enough, I do believe that human beings, or hominids, I should say hominids, were seated on this planet. At least that's what the Aboriginal elders say. They said they were brought here by the Pleiadians, and they were the first hominids here on this planet that were brought here and seated by the Pleiadians. That's their handed down history for thousands of years. And what's amazing is I'm actually going there. I've been trying to get to Australia for so many years, and I finally manifested. Tickets booked. I'll be there January 21st through the 27th. And I'm going to go to a partially uncovered Egyptian temple at Gosford Glyphs in Australia. Thousands of years, dates back thousands of years. Egyptians and Thoth etched into the stone. And then I'm going to spend 3 days out in the wilderness with the Aboriginal elders, and I'm going to go for a walkabout. So that's going to be amazing. Crystal magnetite in the brain, okay? So we talked about this. It's actually in there, guys. It's a lot towards the cerebellum and the brainstem. That's where the majority of it's actually located. A lot of people have always seen, you know, Jesus with the, you know, with the thorns, the crown of thorns. It's really a representation because after all my extensive research, I don't believe that he was actually crucified on any kind of cross or anything like that. Just my personal opinion. I don't want to offend anybody, but that's my personal opinion. The Sinai Bible, there was never a crucifixion, and that predates the modern King James Version of the Bible. Never a crucifixion. It was orchestrated by Rome. The story was orchestrated by Rome. But where is the esoteric message here? The neural correlates of consciousness, the parts of your brain that generate self-awareness. Researchers at the Allen Institute for Brain Science discovered 3 giant neurons. One of them is projected across the cortex like a crown of thorns. Is it really more of an esoteric message hidden in that story? Or is it a real physical story where somebody was beat down and hung up on a cross? Like I say, they just also found the book of Jesus' wife, which is located at Harvard Library, which he got married. So, you know, there's a lot of holes in that story, but is there more of an esoteric message behind this crown of thorns that we missed? The neural correlates of consciousness. Could this be the crown of thorns that we have to activate in order to be born again? See, to be born again doesn't have anything to do with dying. This is the biggest thing that they're missing out on. A lot of people on this planet are waiting to die so they can live. Why would you want to wait to die so you can live? You're supposed to live now. The main goal and purpose behind that book, and I've read that book now probably 80 or 90 times. I've analyzed every single word, phrase. I've broken it down from Hebrew to Arabic to all the different languages, Aramaic. And I'm discovering that what's really being said here is, if you take out all the garbage and all the crap that was orchestrated, bring heaven to earth. Be your own savior. That's the true story. That's the whole message. That's really the whole message. And if you do a good enough job, you'll be born again. Born again into another body. Like it says in the book of Revelation, with a new name and a new body. A new name and a new body. That's reincarnation. Just like we create video games. You try to beat the level, and if you're not good enough, you die, and then you get another chance to come back again, and you play again until you can get to the top master level. Okay? We duplicate everything. As above, so below works on video games too. Because why? That's inside of our body. It's inside of our day. Everything we do is going to replicate that same exact process. Reincarnation, we built our own reincarnation system in video games. Same exact system. These neurons connect to the claustrum. The claustrum is like the conductor of an orchestra. It coordinates inputs and outputs, which then help download consciousness. It's located in the hemisphere it's located in each hemisphere on a highly dense region for perception, movement, vision, and hearing. Okay? This is a powerful part of the brain, and it's really important. You know, I'm amazed that it took me a long time to even learn this information. I was never taught this. And even when I went to MIT for that course in neuroscience, we talked a lot about the brain, but they never told me about this. I had to find this out on my own. This is just, magnetite crystal here at the bottom. In the top, you see, two Marvel comic guys. You have Iron Man going against, what's the magnet guy again? Magneto. So, all the people who write these stories, they have a good fundamental basis of some of this information. They try to put it into enlightenment through entertainment. They try to put it out there in a way that people get it, but maybe not get it, but they're utilizing information that already exists. So when I talk about the body being controlled by light and the body is light, let's take a look at this paralyzed monkey here for a second, okay?
As technology transformed its ability to move, the result of a project by a group of international scientists who were able to bypass the injured part of the animal's spine.
To decode the brain activity is not really new. To stimulate the spinal cord is not really new either, but the association of both and to make the link between the decoding of the brain and the stimulation of the spinal cord and to make this communication exist is completely new.
If you have an injury of the spinal cord, messages from the brain aren't able to reach beyond it down the nervous system, resulting in paralysis. Scientists created a brain-spinal interface on a monkey with a paralyzed leg, implanting electrodes onto part of the brain that controlled the limb. The activity and information it recorded showed the movement the monkey intended to make and was sent to a computer.
Light. That's a light frequency that's now making this monkey walk. So they separated, unfortunately for the test, they broke his back, obviously, took a piece of his spinal cord out, then connected a Bluetooth chip basically in his head with a receiver below the brake, and now he can walk. Why? Because he's sending the same exact light signals. Instead of it traveling down his spinal cord, the light is bypassing the spinal cord, traveling directly to the other receiver on the other end, giving him the same exact amount of control. So, like I said, it's all about light. So let's analyze that for a second, okay? So, you're in a body made of light, housing your light being. Now you have a brain that has the capability of creating these movements of synapses between neurons to create conscious thought or act on conscious thought. And when they put a cover on your head with electrodes in it and connect it to a computer, they can see the light frequencies bouncing around inside of your skull. So every time you think, not only does it bounce around in your skull, but those thoughts leave your skull. Otherwise, how would they be able to capture those waves? So every thought you're thinking, including even at this exact moment, those thoughts are leaving your skull case and going out into the ether of space-time, interacting with other frequencies. But it's like a fishing line still connected to the reel. Those thoughts are going out and they're still kind of connected to you. And sometimes they reel things in and sometimes they don't. But the thoughts are connected directly to your mind and going out there. And what's really amazing about this is these are light frequencies. So now we take light frequencies that emanate from our skull and we turn them into solid objects. We manifest reality with them in the third dimension. How does that work? In my mind, on the consciousness platform, I'm now thinking about a cell phone. So in my mind, I'm seeing a cell phone. Oh yeah, I would like to have this phone, and this is what it could do, this is what it would look like, and everything else. Okay, interesting. This is what I want to manifest this cell phone into third dimensional reality. So what happens next? The next part is, okay, I'm going to now send this information into a CAD designer. The CAD designer is going to put it into a two-dimensional platform, or an artist is going to render it into a drawing, which is still two-dimensional. And then once I'm satisfied with that, then we're going to give it over to an engineer. And the engineer is going to turn it into a three-dimensional physical object that we can touch in the third dimension. So from a conscious light, wave of light that came out of somebody's skull, magically this just appeared. It's a real thing that you can touch and hold and utilize. This is the power of light thought. And it's something that we overlook and don't realize that we have the capability and power of doing every single day. And if we didn't have this power, there would be nothing here. There wouldn't be a podium, a microphone, a laptop, a screen behind me, clothes on me. There'd be nothing. We wouldn't have anything because we wouldn't have manifested anything. We are the gods of the third dimension. We are creating as we go. Every single day, 7 days a week. But we take it for granted. So when something comes up in our life, and now we're going, oh, backs against the wall, I can't figure this out, I don't know what I'm going to do, so forth and so on. Not realizing that the same light power in your mind that's creating everything in this dimension is the same light power that you can utilize to get out of your situation or change or try to make it better or fix it or learn from it or whatever. Okay, so you should never feel in a position of being like you're hopeless, because the power that created everything that's here is inside of your body and inside of your mind. Every single thought is a wave of actual light. Kal-El, you know, I mean, just interesting because I like Marvel Comics, but you know, I like cartoons and stuff too. But Kal-El means light god. It's actually an Arabic or Middle Eastern name that they gave Superman, even though he's a European guy. It's kind of funny, but you know, it's all good. The story is really an esoteric message again. There's a couple things in this movie that are really interesting. The more, you know, whatever this one was when he came up with this new S. But the story overall really dates back to Tiamat. There's a planet, well, there used to be a planet in our solar system named Tiamat. And this planet now is the asteroid belt. That's what the asteroid belt is. It's an exploded planet. It's well documented in many ancient texts, as well as even the modern day Bible. It's called the Hammered Bracelet in the Sumerian tablets. It's in the Enuma Elish, it's in the Atra Estes epic, what actually happened there. But this planet was about 6 times larger than Earth, water-bearing planet with land and intelligent being, intelligent life on it. It collided with some moons of this Nibiru planet as it was gravitationally captured by our solar system in ancient times. And it caused it to literally break into many, many pieces. One giant piece swung away with all of the organic material needed for life on it and recoalesced right here. That's where Earth came from. That's how we got here. We weren't here at the beginning of the solar system. We're literally part of another planet. The rest of it broke into chunks. One of the chunks is still big enough to be called a planet. Has anybody here ever heard of Ceres? C-E-R-E-S, Ceres. It's right outside the orbit of Mars. A couple people in the back. So you have Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. Oh, don't forget, there's another planet right there you didn't know about called Ceres, C-E-R-E-S, in our solar system. It has more fresh water on it than Earth. Yeah. But, unfortunately, they don't talk about that on CNN all day long. Hi, I'm Billy Carson, researcher, speaker, and best-selling author of the Compendium of the Emerald Tablets and Woke Doesn't Mean Broke. I'm inviting you to join me on forbiddenknowledge.tv to enjoy hours of great programming, learn the secrets of ancient Egypt, unexplained structures on the moon and Mars, financial literacy, holistic and healthy lifestyles. Go now to forbiddenknowledge.tv and get 3 days free. While there, you can enter to win a Rolls Royce. That's forbiddenknowledge.tv. You are watching Forbidden Knowledge TV. Hi, my name is Billy Carson, and I'm the president of Forbidden Knowledge. We have an amazing investment opportunity here for anyone who wants to buy shares in Forbidden Knowledge. The money that's generated from this crowdfunding platform is going to be used to bring on a new content acquisitions partner. We're going to hire a new in-house graphics designer, a social media manager, put together a customer service team and a customer service management program that will organize and satisfy all the different legs of Forbidden Knowledge Inc., as well as, and of course, make more improved high quality streaming content for the Forbidden Knowledge TV platform, which right now is featured on Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, iOS and Android apps, and also, of course, the web. The streaming platform is a year old right now and doing very, very well. And we're looking for your support where you can not only be a conscious customer, but also be a part owner in an amazing opportunity that includes streaming TV, book publishing, and e-commerce. Grow with us and earn with us. Forbidden Knowledge Inc.